Welcome to the next module in the Charting the Course series. In this video, I'm going to focus on a few key elements for making your application to stand out as you're charting the course to attend university in America. So the first thing I said in a previous video was the important part of getting the top 5% status in your graduating class. This is important whether you want to go to MIT, Harvard, Princeton, or the University of Wisconsin, University of Minnesota. It doesn't matter. If you want to stand out, then it's important that you apply yourself to academic excellence to get a very high GPA. If you're wondering, what do I need to do to get my grades up and so on, we will have modules available on how to learn. So make sure you watch those videos. I will recommend a couple of books here. One of them is actually called Learning How to Learn by Dr. Barbara Oakley. She's an engineer that has dedicated time on this issue of how to learn. And then there's actually a Stanford professor called Dr. Andrew Huberman. He's also made a video on YouTube that talks about the latest research on how to learn. One more book is called Peak by Dr. Anders Ericsson, where he focuses on this idea of deliberate practice. We have a whole video that will be dedicated just to that topic. So make sure you graduate in the top 5%. That's one element that you can work on, especially if you're still in 9th or 10th grade, about 15 or 16 years old. Make sure you're working hard to work efficiently to get perfect scores on your test and so on. The next thing I want to encourage you to do in making your application stand out in your secondary school years is to take some advanced academic work in math and advanced academic work in science, especially if you plan to go into the STEM fields. What do I mean by this? There's a few ways to go about this. One of the ways is to take calculus, for example, calculus 1 and calculus 2, while you're still in high school. This will take your math ability to the next level, which will show the university that you're able to apply yourself to excellence. I have a whole course, which is actually funny, it matches charting the course, called Counting to Calculus. And in my Counting to Calculus course, I basically take you from basic math to calculus 2, discrete math and statistics in no time. Basically, if you follow the roadmap, you will get there in no time because we use efficient strategies such as deliberate practice. The very thing we talk about, we actually implement in how we teach mathematics. So take advanced courses in math. This is not only calculus 1, but try to get up to calculus 2 and discrete math and statistics. So try and make sure that you cover these while you're still in high school. Also make sure that you have chemistry, physics, and computer science, if you can, while you're still in high school. Now, the cool thing is I have a lot of these courses available in conjunction with a university in Texas, and that I can provide you, I can provide you more information about this, but basically you could take that through that university, or you can take it using whatever method you want. Some of these are AP courses, meaning that you can take the AP exam from the College Board. The College Board is the organization that gives you the SAT exam. Now, when it comes to the SAT and the ACT, we have the course that you can use to get your score as high as possible. If you take a practice test on the SAT and you're scoring above a 1450, then I would highly recommend that you just work on deliberate practice to move your score up to 1580 or a perfect score of 1600. But if you're scoring less than 1450 or less than about 1400, then I would recommend that we get you into a more rigorous plan that can get your score higher and higher, especially if you want to go to MIT, Stanford, Princeton, Yale, and so on. So where you score in your diagnostic and where your baseline is will really help us to make a strategy to help you raise the score as high as possible. So we're talking about the different things to make your application stand out. Make sure you graduate in the top 5% of your class, especially if you're still early in the game. Work to move up to the top 5%. Number 2, take advanced courses in math like calculus 1 and 2, discrete math and statistics. It doesn't matter what the state you're in requires. It doesn't matter what the country you're in requires. I would say take these courses because now you will be competing at a very similar level to many people going into top universities. Science, chemistry, physics. See, if you're in America, they only take 1 year of chemistry and 1 year of physics. That's not a good idea. If you want to be an advanced student, take multiple years if you can. And so I have a curriculum called STEM Excellence Curriculum. The Counting to Calculus is the math portion of the curriculum, but we're also providing students with chemistry and physics and physical science and life science and earth science training. So basically, we give you the best STEM curriculum you can have. Now, there's one more thing I will say though, and this is different from what you might be familiar with in Nigeria. And basically, in Nigeria, you could be in science class and not be required to take any history. In America, it's different. We need you to know your history. And so there's a whole component I'm just going to call classics. And the classics are basically getting familiar with things like the works of Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, and so on and so forth. So in charting the course, make sure you're ready to also learn some of the classics. We will discuss the classics more in our next video, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more and have a blessed day.